Hi everybody, I'm back with another session of Wisdom Nuggets. This wisdom nugget is taken from Genesis chapter 3. It's in reference to the story of Eve. As we all know, Eve took a bite of the forbidden fruit. And when she took a bite of that fruit, it changed the course of mankind. Not for the better, but definitely for the worst. We might think that that was the first thing that Eve did that caused the dilemma upon mankind. But the truth be told, the first thing that Eve did wrong was not to bite from that tree. The first thing that Eve did wrong was when she made the decision to do what God told her not to do. Many times we're in situations where we have a choice to make. We can either do what God has said, or we can do what seems to be right for the moment. And we all know we've been in situations where we know God has told us he's going to come through for us. We know God has said he will do this or he will do that or he'll do the other. But instead of us having the patience, the endurance, the wherewithal to just stand on what God has said, we'll go with what looks right in the moment. And the reason why we do that is because of the fact that there are times in our lives where what's in front of us can tend to look so much bigger than God, and can seem more real than the promises of God. I had a situation about a month ago where I had to make a decision. And the decision was either to stand on what God had told me or to make another decision based upon my current circumstances. My current circumstance seemed so big in that moment that I made the mistake of going with what looked to be right. There's a difference between what's true and what looks true. And God doesn't have to look true because he is the truth. So I went with what I thought I should do in that moment. And I had to pay the price for that. I got a nice little spanking. I ended up losing money. Money that I needed and money that I could still have in my bank account to this day had I stood on what God had told me. But God is so gracious, so loving, so kind, full of mercy, that he actually gave me an opportunity to start all over again. He cleaned my slate. He sent people to help me. He sent people to comfort, to edify, and to exhort through the word, through his word. He had already given me word, but because he is such a good father, he sent someone to give me another word, not to take the place of the previous word he had given me, but to reassure me that it was okay for me to stand on what he had already said. Now that's a good father. That's a good father. So that's my wisdom nugget for today. Don't be like Eve and do what seems right for the moment. Don't allow your eyes or your ears to bring you into a place that's temporarily looking right. But stand on the promises of God. Stand on whatever God has told you, because that's always going to be your truth. And the reason why it's always going to be your truth is because God is the truth. It's not that God can't lie. It's that God is the truth. And whatever he said is your truth. So don't be like Eve. Don't go by what you're hearing for the moment. Because remember the serpent? Remember how the serpent was in her ear telling her things that he thought she should know? But God had told her what she needed to know? The biggest mistake that Eve made initially wasn't biting the fruit. It was believing something other than the truth. Stand on the truth. Whatever God has told you is the truth. Be blessed. That's your wisdom nugget. Take it, run with it.